Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another live stream where we are trying to create a game from scratch in Unreal Engine 4 using the gameplay ability system. So in the last stream, we put together our cheat manager system and we added a console command. We see it here where basically we have our cheat manager class and we have the function set player attribute where we put in an attribute name and we also take in a value. And all we really do is we get our character, we get our ability system, and we loop through all of our attributes until we find the one with that name, and then we set that value. And one thing I wanted to do last time was to be able to kind of override the name of the function in the console command. So if, like, for example, we have, was it set player attribute or something? Yeah, set player attribute. So I want to change that, and I did that in the tutorial that I made regarding this. But all we really have to do, I have it commented here, is we have to pretty much add the meta tag. So meta equals override native name, and then our new name is hero attributes set player attribute. Now we gotta recompile. I already compiled the project once today, so this should go faster than last time. Fingers crossed, at least. But what we want to do now is I want to add um I want to add the ability I want to be able to grant our character an ability. So this ability lets us perform, it's a type of blueprint from what I understand that allows you to just perform more logic, and it gets performed based on input or whatever, and it's based on the tag system and the gameplay tags. It has a cooldown, it has a mana cost if you want to implement that, it has a duration, so if you want it to last a certain while, you can apply different tags and gameplay effects and things like that within this gameplay ability. So we're not going to go too far into it, we're going to just be able to grant the ability um, and create a tag for the ability. And I also want to add a new debugger category that shows these tags. So any kind of gameplay tag that's applied to the player. So we're going to do all of that. Once this builds, once this compiles successfully. But I guess, I don't know why it takes forever. I literally just compiled it. So I don't know why it's taking forever. I guess it's just one of those things. Um, I now that we're starting to get things put together, I have to start thinking about interesting game mechanics, I suppose. Um, like, I don't know what I want to make, if I'm going to be honest. I still have some ideas, um, but I honestly don't have like a core central gameplay loop, I guess is the phrase to say. Um, I think I just have to have a strong base of being able to make abilities, add these abilities to the player character, um, and be able to play and experiment with different things. So movement speed, um, maybe jump height. I don't know if I want to involve combat or anything like that. Maybe I can perform like an ability that levitates the player so they can kind of fly certain distances. Um, that could be an idea. I just kind of want to play a lot with movement and navigating 3D space. Um, so, like, for example, like, there's like a magic pillar, but it's like separated from a distance. And maybe there's the ability where you can levitate across a giant gap, or maybe you can teleport to that location. Um, I don't know, just a couple ideas in my head. We'll see. And one thing I want to do as well, and I'm not very confident I'll be able to do it correctly, is once 4.25 is fully released, I would like to update the engine to that version. I'm just very nervous about doing that. So I might just I'll create not another stream, but um, just another workspace for that, just so I don't break what I have, obviously. But I'll try to do a live stream for that. Sorry, this is that, but I don't know when 4.25 is going to come out. We can open up the Epic Games Launcher and maybe it'll have information on it. But either way, that's something I really want to do. Oops. Because it has preview 6, and I'm not sure if I want to wait till the full release or anything like that. We'll kind of have to play it by ear. So we'll see. Okay, so now that we're back, we can just double check what we changed. So we have hero.attribute.player attribute. Player movement speed. We'll make it like 5,000 or 50,000, whatever, and we should just go really fast, which we are. So we know it's working, and we can change it back to like 600 or something. And there we go. And we have, our gameplay effects, and we have our default character initialization values. And obviously, we would prefer probably to add a data table. Eventually, we're not going to worry about that right now. So let's do some research on granting a gameplay ability. So this is Unreal documentation. I think I want. Do I have it bookmarked? I should. Yeah. So gameplay ability system. I think actually this is the one I want. No. Let's type in GitHub. This one. This doesn't look like the right one. What the hell? Examples. Let's try again. Patong is what we're on. Let me look at our Discord server. We have the gameplay ability system. We go to pin. This might be the one. Yes, this is the one. So I'll link this as well in the video once I post it to YouTube. But let's see. Gameplay ability. Yes. Okay, so gameplay abilities are any actions or skills that an actor can do in the game. So in this case, our player. So more than one gameplay ability can be active at one time. For example, sprinting and shooting a gun. These can be made in Blueprint or C++. So gameplay abilities: jumping, sprinting, shooting a gun, passively blocking an attack. So basically, anything that we want to do. So these are not rules, just recommendations. Your design and inputs may vary. So gameplay abilities come with default functionality to have a level to modify the amount of change to attributes or to change the gameplay's abilities. Okay. Don't have to worry about replication. So let's see, a gameplay ability system component allows you to directly bind input actions to it and assign those inputs to gameplay abilities when you grant them. Input actions assigned to gameplay abilities automatically activate those gameplay abilities when pressed if the gameplay tag requirements are met. Assigned input actions are required to use the built-in ability tasks. Okay. Okay. This is kind of a lot. Hold on. I gotta just respond to a message. My bad. Sorry about this. Okay. So it seems like we got okay. So we got a bind. So the enum class. Okay, so we have that sample project too. I have it downloaded. Game development, ability system. Where is it? Ability system test. Where was the last time I did this? It's not magic, is it? No. E4 tutorials? No. Ah, here we go. Let's see. Where did this guy put this enum? From the sample project. Alright, we're gonna have to open up. Okay, so let's close our project for now. And let's open up his. Okay. Okay, we gotta figure out exactly where he put the input stuff. So let's see. Give me just a second. Let's see. Is it the blueprint library? No. Well, it's definitely not gonna be. It's gonna be in public. So let's go start there. So blueprint library.h. Nothing. Okay. Is it in this? Yes. Okay. So we got it here. What kind of class is this? So it seems like it's in like the typical .h. Let's open up as well his U project. Let's see. Is it not opening? Did I? Okay, there you go. I just want to check his project settings. I just want to confirm that I just want to confirm that his project settings have the inputs, and those inputs match these names. I just want to know what this really is. I guess I could go into the INI, but I'm not going to worry about that. Sometimes these headphones hurt my head. Ow. It's also very hot in this apartment. Okay, here we go. No, still got a little bit left to do. So we're saying 1 is confirm, 2 is cancel. Ability 1 is left bumper. No, we don't have to worry about that. Okay, project settings. Input. So he's got sprint and jump. So sprint, jump. And then ability 1, ability 2. Okay, so if your character lives... Okay, so... Okay, sorry, I'm just kind of quiet. Gotta read these. Input actions assigned. Okay, let me just look at his... Let me look at his character as well. Does he do anything in this CPP? No. Okay. Character base. Let's look at his private. So there's player state, okay. Characters, let's go to the main base one. No, he's not gonna have it there. He's probably gonna have it in hero. Okay. So bind to ability system component. So ability system component bind ability activation to input component. And then string ability input ID. Okay. Is he doing anything else? So that's looking up, moving forward. Status bar, replicate state. No, okay. Let's see. Let me see if he has abilities anywhere. So it's characters, hero, abilities. let's look at his sprint. So here's the gameplay ability. So it adds a gameplay effect, adds a tag or gameplay cue. Yeah, it does a bunch of stuff. Okay. So let's look at the references here. So it's in BP Hero character. And let's look at sprint. Does sprint anywhere? Okay, no. So let's see if it has any. Yeah, here we go. Abilities. So his character abilities has 7 of them. Okay. So what is he doing in the character? So the game character. So hero character. So he should have an array of abilities. Somewhere. Maybe it's in the base. Here's the ability component. Okay. Here we go. So here's the character abilities. Is that anywhere in the CPP? I doubt it. So add character gameplay abilities. And it's in base. So for these abilities, so there's a give ability. Okay, so I think it's binding it there. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep that project open on my other screen. Open up Visual Studio. Okay. So I believe it was inside. No, how did he have it? I think it was like literally just like an empty class. Let's not worry about the debug module. Might have been, or it might have been just in hero.h from us, right? So he has a bunch of definitions at the top. All right, let's just copy what he has and just kind of nuke what we don't need. Right? Okay, so this is what he has. We don't need this. We want to keep jump and sprint. So this. So none, that's fine. So to confirm, I want that to be a left mouse button. So, okay. Let's just do one ability. for now. We can always add more. We can also implement sprint if we want, and we can also have you be able to jump and everything like that. But let's not worry about that. Let's keep it, but we will comment it out entirely. Oops. Right, okay. So all we have right now is we want to be able to confirm, and cancel. We might not even need that right now. Let's take that out. Now we'll leave those as it is. It's whatever. Okay. Now we should be able to compile. Let's just see what happens when we try. Maybe we'll get an error. I don't know. Well, yeah, we'll definitely have to see. This might fail because I'm not too sure. UE4 C++ enum syntax. Okay. It seems like it should work okay. But again, it's taken a while to compile. So we'll just hang out while it does its thing. Because yeah, we also have to consider whether or not we want to be able to do any kind of targeting. And canceling targeting and stuff like that. Depends on what kind of game you want to make. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, sorry about how easily I get frustrated with this compiling stuff, but you know, it's whatever. I look very purple in in the visual part. I wonder why. I hope everyone's doing good during the quarantine life as well. We'll make it through it together. I guess while that's compiling, let's look back at the other project. Because if this compiles correctly, we still have to do a couple things. We have to go into our character at this line. Again, I don't know what this is really doing. So it makes enums to bind. Goes to the index. Does press release. So in theory, we should be able to grant an ability, and it should automatically bind to 1 after all the stuff that we do. But you also have to grant the abilities, and there's that function in this character that grants, I think, right? Or is it in base? Who knows? Okay. So it did compile correctly, so that's good. Ah, get out. So let's go ahead and go into our project. Our project settings, I should say. Project settings, input, so actions, right? Let's check out that file. So we have, so jump is all of these. Reset VR, we don't need that. We can just nuke that. Okay, let's create ability 1, because that's the name that we set. We're gonna do keyboard 1. Does that matter how I do it? What else do we have? Okay, so confirm and cancel. So confirm. It's gonna be left mouse button. Then this is cancel. This is gonna be right mouse button. Then we also have, I think that's it actually, right? So none, that's fine. Confirm cancel ability 1. Okay, so we have that set up. So now we can close that. We can go back into Visual Studio. Save. Let's get out of the cheat manager. We don't need that. Don't need that. Let's go into our character. So hero player character dot cpp. So we should have the player input here. Yeah. So jump and move forward and everything. So what's the difference between this one and the one that's in the example? Because he's no longer binding jump, I guess because he's making that an ability, but we're going to leave that alone right now. So he has this line. And we have to add the include here, I believe. Does he have his added? Is it in his .ah? Let me see. Just so you can see what I'm doing. Because he has his information in the .h, gas documentation.h, and then gas documentation.cpp. So we want to find gas documentation.h. We gotta see where he's including that. Is it in base? Let's look. So GD hero character, GD character base. It does not have it there. GD hero character.cpp. So we're looking for gas documentation.h. So that's not it. So it's not there. Does it have it in the .h? Let's find out. So characters base.h. Yes. Okay. So let's go to our hero player character.h. What are we inheriting from? Just a character. Okay. So we can include it like this. No, wrong one. Hash include hero.h. I think that should be enough. I think that should be fine. And then this should be okay. Okay, so that's not being recognized. Let's see, hero.h. Now this should be okay in a second. If Visual Studio, yes. Whoops. Okay, so now we have these binded. Now I should be able, I'll have to grant an ability here. Let me dismiss those. First, let's see if this will compile. Because now we added our enum. This is basically telling it how we're binding something. So this is our first ability. So we're gonna do num. Oh wait, I should not do that while this is compiling. Ah. Let's see. Build. Cancel. Yeah. So num1. Confirm. Left mouse button. Right mouse button. Okay. Let's try compiling again. Okay. So now we gotta figure out how to best grant abilities. I guess since we're dealing with just one ability today, we could just manually grant it. I would prefer maybe to add like a data asset that holds an array of gameplay abilities. Let's see. Creating data asset C++. I don't know if I want to watch a video on a live stream. I don't know if that's allowed, but so data asset. Okay. So today I would like to write about the engine we were using. Okay, we were experimenting with the engine. Blah blah blah. I'm talking about data asset. Data assets are basically a way to have a static asset inside a content browser to populate with our own data. For example, we can have items database. Okay. Okay. We want to create a new C++ class. Okay. So we want to create a T array of gameplay abilities, I think, and that's it. Maybe we can try doing that too. How are we doing on compiling? Not too good. As usual. Okay, it's doing a lot of compiling. Let's see if we get an error from this. I gotta get more water. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't mute myself when I pressed that button there. Okay. Honestly, we still haven't made too much of a difference. But let's try to make our data asset. Okay. So we have a bunch of effects, but we want to... Alright, let's create a test ability. So, abilities. And we'll do test ability. We can right click. I think under gameplay, we could do gameplay ability blueprint. It's also I don't know if we want to make our own gameplay ability class that extends from it, but whatever. So we're gonna do HGA for hero gameplay ability, and then we'll do test ability, I guess. That should be fine. So it's added. So event activate ability should just automatically activate when we grant the ability and we press 1. So we're just gonna do a print. Actually, I don't know if we need to do it. Let me type in the word ability. There should be, I think, commit ability. Attempts to commit the ability. And then once it's committed, we'll print, I don't know, ability success. If it doesn't, I don't know, we'll just end ability. But you also got to just make sure you always end ability with every project flow, logic flow, I should say. And then on end ability, we'll just print another string, and it'll just say ability end. Okay, so now we have an ability. But now let's create that data asset. New C++ class. It should just be data asset, right? Data asset. Where do we want to put this? We'll put it in a folder called data, and we'll call it hero ability data asset. So we'll let it do its thing. I mean, basically, my goal is to make an array of gameplay abilities in this data asset. We put our abilities there, and then in our character, we grant all the abilities just automatically. And then we'll kind of go from there. So this will probably take a couple minutes. So we'll let it do its thing. I don't know if we'll be able to get to the debug category. Maybe I'll go do that next time, where we can check the tags that we have. A lot to do. Ah. I guess if anybody has any ideas for abilities, that would be nice. But again, I really have to define what I want to make. Like, I'm inspired by games like Journey. Like, I want to do a very simple game that has like a good story, a good art direction, simple mechanics, just a short experience, maybe 6 hours late, maybe less. I don't know. Like, this is one of those things I just have to figure out, I guess. Excuse me. So we'll see. Again, sorry for being quiet. I don't have anything to say right now. I'd like to question why this takes so long. Somebody tell me. There you go. So we got our data asset. I don't think we have to do anything in the CPP. Let me look at the documentation. So he's making an array, or a struct I should say, and then just populating with an array of that struct. And then he has it, and then you have that. So I want to make it of a type gameplay ability. So I think I need, I know I need to make a T array, but I think I have to hash include something for the ability system. Let me close out. Maybe my hero character will give me an idea. I don't know if I have to do this. Let's see what we have. So hash include ability system, okay, gameplay, ability. Oh. Public, I guess. I don't know where that is defined. Let's look at the other project. So the other project has it. So you should have in the character base the T array. So T array gameplay character ability. So he's just forwarding declaring that. So where is this class? So he made his own gameplay ability. That might be something I want to look into myself. But before we do that, so he has the U gameplay ability. So again, this has all of that. So it's under gameplay ability. So character base. So it has his own gameplay ability. And then it's this. So he has this stuff. So I'll have to be careful on that. Also, I want to change my enum. But first, let's just include that, the correct include. I think that should be right. But just to be sure, you could do abilities. And then gameplay ability. Yes. Alright. Let's go back. Let's go to hero.h. Here's our enum. So E for enum, and then we'll do hero. So E hero ability input. So I think that should be fine, but then we have to go back into our character. This will have a problem. So gameplay input binds, So E hero, and then E hero. So that should be kosher. So back into our data asset. We should be able to, alright, how is he defining in this data asset? So he has a U class, and that's all fine. So it's a U property. So we'll do public U property, and he had it edit anywhere. Then we could just do T array of U gameplay ability, and we'll just call it abilities. So that should be good. So let's try to compile that. Okay, so it failed. Awesome. Let's see. Missing. Okay. Did I get that wrong? How did he define that? No, he did a subclass of. So T array subclass of C is lowercase and subclass of class. Oops. Then we'll do player abilities. No, that should be right. T subclass of. But it's not very happy. There you go. Let's see if that works. So far, so good, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so we're in business. So we should be able to create a data asset now. Ah. This declaration has no storage or specifier. Don't know what that error means, but okay. Okay. This VR stuff really has to get its shit together. Okay, so now we'll do data asset. So now we should have miscellaneous data asset, and then we should have our class. So there is a gameplay ability set. So that's interesting. Let me see what this one is. So that might be, that's interesting. Where does that exist? Maybe we can use that as a reference point. Because we should have our own as well. Miscellaneous data asset, hero ability player data asset. And we just have literally like this array, right? And we can put in our test ability. But I kind of like how this one's set up. So let's look up gameplay ability set. So it does what? Give abilities. Okay. Let's try this. Let's open vertical, move this over here. Yeah. So we have this, right? We should be, let's also include hero slash hero.h, I think is what we want. Boom. So now we have this property. So we have what? So it has an enum. and then the gameplay ability. So that's the structure. Okay. So all right, let's kind of copy a little bit like how this is doing. So we need to use struct. We'll call it struct f hero gameplay ability bind info. We'll just kind of copy the name as well. We need that generated use struct body. Then view property, edit anywhere. We don't want to worry about a category. And this is where we're going to copy this. Okay. And we can literally just now create. So this doesn't have to be an array anymore. So this is, we'll call this hero ability. So that should be good. Now we need to create, no, we have access to our hero.h. And hero.h we have this. So what we can do now in our struct, I guess we'll do binding first. So u property, edit anywhere, and then tenum as byte. Do I need to do anything else? No. And we'll call it command, I guess. And then we just need to make an array. It's a different type. Don't need a category. We'll call this, player abilities. And we can just call it abilities. We don't have to change it. And now they have a function, so we're going to just copy that. And in this function, it just seems like it just applies everything. So we should just be able to get away with doing that much. Then we gotta update this. Bind info. Where is it getting bind info? Okay. They also includes so gameplay ability. So object macros. I don't know if I need all these, but we're going to include it. Okay, and then we just gotta change the name. View hero ability data asset. That. Okay. gameplay ability class, so that's not what we named it. Just hero ability. Hero ability set. So it's doing the same thing there. Okay, let's just try to compile and we'll see where we go wrong. I'm sure we're gonna get an error, but that's showbiz. Of course. Perfect. See the first problem. So that's already a problem. Whoops. I am doing that. So that's got that type. Okay, can I just do UN8 on that one? This is an example. Input binding enough for gameplay. Your project may want to create its own. Maybe it doesn't need that. I don't know if that's going to be creating a problem. 32. Then what's bind info? Um, let's see. This hurts my brain. What's wrong? Um, let's just try it. Let's just compile again, and we'll see what the problem is. Okay. So invalid blueprint type. So blueprint type, namespace, whatever. Um, let's try. Namespace enum type can I just put it there? Okay, so that does that change anything? This is the data asset. So how does it do it? So t enum as byte. Type. Okay, so now it's better. I don't know why it's better, but it's better. Okay, now it's compiling. Still a problem. Okay. So this already has a body. Why? Why is this a problem? Okay, so generate U class. Maybe that's okay. Okay. Still don't know much of what I'm doing, but okay. I don't know much about C++. I need to learn more. Let's quit that. Okay. So now, let's just nuke this. Now we can create a new data asset. Miscellaneous data. Hero ability data asset. And we'll call this player abilities. Lack of a better name. Now, maybe we want to add a category later, but whatever. So command ability 1, and now we can do hero test ability, right? So obviously this isn't going to do anything. We're not doing anything with this data asset at all. So I think what we need to do is first we got to create a new variable inside of our character. So player character. We'll put it under protected, I guess. Do U property. Blueprint read only. Edit anywhere. Category. Hero abilities. Now it's gotta be, we gotta include it, so hash include hero slash data slash that. I guess it could just be, what is it? So view ability data asset. And we'll just do default abilities. I don't know if that needs to be a pointer, but we'll make it a pointer. Now let's see if that will compile. And if it does work, we should have that category inside of our character. And we should be able to assign our data asset. So we're in good shape. It's fine. Ba-ba-ba. Okay. Let's go into our character. Yeah. Now we should have that category for abilities. And here we go. And player abilities. So now we basically have to tell it to grant that ability. So we do have give abilities here. And all it's taking is a gameplay ability system component. So in theory, in CPP, let's see. Sorry. So here's the initial line. Where are we calling initialize attributes? Is it in player state? Maybe. Let's see. No. Maybe it's on begin play. On possessed, right? Yeah, initialize default attributes. So I guess we can make a function. And I don't know. It shouldn't take anything. Should be a void. So we'll do new function. I don't even know if it needs to. We don't want it to be blueprint callable. We really don't want to do anything. So it's kind of be like. So maybe it doesn't need to be a U function. We can literally just do this instead. Let's move this below this U property. And then we'll do void apply default abilities. And then we should be able to, we'll get a squiggly line, hopefully. Why is it giving me a problem here? Okay, we got the squiggly line. We can implement it, create a definition. Okay, go to it. Now we can just say, can we validate a data asset like that so easily? Can we just say like if data asset? So if default abilities, is that valid? Is valid. Valid. Returns of data. Okay, I guess we can literally do that. It didn't seem like it had a problem. So default abilities. That give abilities, and then we can just. I guess we'll just make sure that we also have the ability system component and ability system component. What's wrong with this statement? How am I defining that wrong? Is that valid? No. If default abilities dot. What are the options that we have here? Let's look it up. Let's see. UE4, how to check if data asset is valid. That's probably not what I want. Let's see. Call function, can destroy, blah, 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 can edit, can modify. No. Exact. Find function, no. Get class. Get description. Get outer. Get world, no. Like, I feel like, so what's his asset? Return strip, an asset? Okay. Can I do something like that? What's wrong? Do I have to call get ability? Get ability system component? Okay, maybe it would be better if I did U ability system component ability comp equals like that. Then I can just kind of plop it in like that. So in theory, this could work. I gotta just call it now on possessed. Is it all the way at the top? Possessed. Ability. Apply default abilities. Let's see what happens. Moment of truth. Okay, didn't compile, so okay. What's wrong? So do I have to do it like that? Does it take any information? No. What is this looking for? Am I not allowed to do it like that? No. Let's see what the problem is here. Can I write it like that? I guess I can. Quit Steam. I don't care. Ba, ba, ba. Whoops. Did I open up Overwatch? I did not mean to open up Overwatch. No, no, no. Just gonna open up Battle.net. Crap. Okay. So it compiled. Let's add a breakpoint here. Close out of that. So now when we get possessed, we should hit the breakpoint, which we did. What's wrong? Return names.num? What? Why is that a problem? Continue? Where is that? Continue. Okay, so it's not letting me do anything. So I think that's crashing. So let's just look at it as a fundamental crash. Let's take out that. Let's open it up again. I don't know where it's crashing though. Let's play and we'll see the crash, right? Okay. Okay. It's not giving us any information. Is this called anywhere? Give abilities? Okay, let's go to our player. Let's do that. Let's just see if making that change stops the crash. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. We got close, but no cigar. So let's just see if it crashes when we play. Okay, still crashes. Why? Doesn't give us anything to work on. So let's go in here. Launch editor. Let's get the crash again, and let's just see what the actual crash log will say. So I was saying, this was a null pointer. What is that? Okay, I'm surprised that it let me spawn. Oh, it's weird that it looks like this asset, and it can't load it. Okay. So. Let's not call that apply default abilities. Let's just see if it doesn't crash. Because I don't know what's the problem. We'll see. Still a problem. What's the problem? Is that did my data asset like get broken maybe? Let's see. It's fine. These things really need to stop. So browser, so here's our data asset. It seems okay. What if I don't apply it? What is wrong? Is it having a problem with this? Like, I don't know if I need this anymore. Like, things just went to hell. I started doing this data asset. Let's see. If it keeps crashing, I don't know. I'll have to like give up for now and look into it later. But basically, all we have really is we have this struct that has our input IDs, and we have a gameplay ability. And then we just have an array of those, and that's it. Still a problem. Where is this coming from? Okay. Let's launch the editor here. Because I'm curious why the data asset looks to be broken. Unless it needs to compile. Like, see how it's like not a thing? Let's see. Miscellaneous data. So hero is not there. So for some reason, it's just not compiling. So we'll compile it manually. So rebuild. So it's done building. I don't think it's gonna automatically open the editor. So let's launch. And we'll see if we can get, first we'll check to see if that data asset's okay. If it is, then we'll see if we get that crash, and we can maybe get the crash report better. Okay, so we have that. So let's play, and yeah, it's gonna crash. So definitely it's something on initialization, and I don't know what. So we'll see. Once it finally crashes. There we go. Okay. So it seems to start here. So set player input component. Did I mess something up? Play character. Um, okay. Let me look at the other project. Let me put back what was on top. Um, this. I don't know if it's needed, but we'll keep it. Okay. Okay, do I need to change that? Are these no longer valid? Do I have to do it like that? I don't know. So it definitely is happening here. Like this isn't yet. This is not yet a problem. What is an exception access violation? So bindability activation to input component. So it starts here. So it's getting bind info there. So for me, what is the bind info? So it takes an input component. Bind info. Okay. Let's look. Well, let's look one more time. Just see if it crashes. If it does, we'll put a breakpoint here and we'll try to follow it through to see where it crashes. Okay, so it compiled, so that's good. That. Probably still gonna crash. I'm not very confident in the change I did because I don't understand exactly what's going on. Spoilers. Okay, so we spawned. Okay, so I guess that was it. Um, Honestly, nothing's happening. So now let's look into our code because we gotta close that. So when we are possessed, so this is not right. So I managed to do that. Where is the is possessed? Possessed by. We could do that. And then we can go to that function. We can go here. Let's try. Because now, in theory, it should grant us the ability. And if this does what I think and hope it does. Okay. So we got our player abilities, yeah. And it's in our character. I don't think I might have taken. Yeah, I took it out. So let's put it back in. Now we got it. But I don't know how that worked. But it works. Okay. So now, we have our test ability, right? I don't know if you'll be able to see the execution flow. Let's see. No. But I guess we can just do that, right? I'm not 100% sure about this commit ability thing though. So let's stop. But good news is it works. Technically works. So that's great. Breakpoint. Do I want to look at an example? Let's see. Can I still do it if this works? Like I want it. Like typically, I think it should show up once it's granted, right? Like I don't understand why that's not showing. Like it should be in my abilities. But I guess I don't need to commit the thing. But I continually look at it, and it'll just keep going, blah, blah, blah. So at least we know that's working. But I do want to look at the example project. Excuse me. Stop. Yeah. Oof. Because I might need to compare some things, but that'll probably be in the next episode, or the next stream. Because there's one thing I'm just trying to see. Maybe understand better, but we'll see. At least we fixed that crash. I'm kind of surprised that we managed to do that. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we have the sprint BP, right? And in theory, like what we should have, we play. Yeah. Like you have these objects, right? I don't understand what the difference is. Like, why am I not seeing the same thing on my end, you know? Um, Maybe it's because he's granting it in a different way. That might be that's probably what I'll need to have to check. But we won't worry about that right now, I guess. I'm just glad we got the ability to be granted and it actually is put into our input. So I'll call that as a success for now. So in the next stream, we'll try to figure out why the object is not being shown when we're doing blueprint debugging. Um, there might be a reason for that. Um, Maybe it's not being granted exactly the way we expect it to, but we'll see. So we'll look at that other project just to check in the next stream. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to like and comment as well. And in the link in the description, I will put in all the resources I used while we were working on this today. And also there will be a link to our Discord server, so make sure you check that out. We have a bunch of different Discord channels within that server about different aspects in game development, including the gameplay ability system. Mostly everything's focused around Unreal Engine 4 when it comes down to the nitty-gritty development side, but there are channels for game design and level design, just more generic topics, and from time to time I try to add interesting articles and videos for different topics. So feel free to join. If you have questions, you can ask there. That might be the easiest way to reach me. But anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next stream. Bye.